We are back with another episode. Not only is Ghostrunners back in your lives, but Brad and I are back with each other.
Yes,
we've been apart. Been a minute, but we are buzzing this morning. Hope you guys are having a good Monday morning. Brad and I sure are. I went to bed at 4 last night.
4?
Yeah.
Holy cow. You were like, yeah, I overslept my alarm a little bit this morning. I was like, that's fine. Didn't even know you went to bed at 4. I would have been like, that's totally fine.
But I'm feeling good. I'm feeling energized to be here. You said you're buzzing now.
I'm buzzing. I have had nothing but coffee this morning, and boy, am I feeling good. I think it just adds to the effect if you haven't had any other food.
It enhances it.
I don't know why. You would think like if you've had food, you'd be more energetic. Opposite, brother. I'm feeling something else right now, man. Oh. And I'm just excited to be back with you, Jake.
Yeah, it's fun to be back working together. We were working kind of separately this week. I've been in Orlando. I'll tell you guys more about it here in a little bit. But for now, I was with the Finnish people for the past 3 days straight. Nothing but Finlandites. And
those guys get things done.
They do.
Finnish.
And they like having a beer while they're doing it.
Really?
I learned, yeah. I think drinking while working is like somewhat appropriate.
It's so normal in Europe to have beer everywhere. McDonald's. The cafeteria at school when I was there.
Funerals.
Yes. Oh yeah. Big time. As they're dropping in the casket, they're also, taking a swig.
As long as I got one hand free, one hand on the casket here. They were, it was so fun talking with them. So for some of them, it was their first time ever coming to America.
Can I have some Finnish names real quick? I have no idea.
Jonas with 2 O's. So it looks like Jonas.
With 2 O's?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Jonas. Sebastian. Nicholas. Okay. What were the other guys' names? Tommy.
Okay.
Tommy was awesome.
Tommy was like the Chinese foreign exchange students. Like, you can't pronounce my name, just call me Tommy.
Dude, if you guys, it makes it funnier too. If you want to imagine what does Tommy look like? Imagine just not even a Gru. Just imagine Gru.
Okay.
And he is bald and he is awesome.
Okay.
That was Tommy. And it was a good time. So when I got there, they had all just had Chick-fil-A for the first time.
Oh man.
And I couldn't wait to ask them about it. I mean, I just met these guys. It was like, tell me everything. Like, what did you think? And it was so funny. Because on one end, I expected them to be like, best thing I've ever had. We don't have this in Finland. And it kind of was like, I think one of them rated it like Jonas gave it like a 7 or an 8.
Okay.
I was like, really? I thought it'd
be 10 out of 10?
I thought this would like make you want to stay here forever. Like Chick-fil-A should be passing out green cards. Like, sure. I know you probably want to stay here for a while. And, but no, they were like, they still had good things to say. I guess fast food in Finland is still very good, but it's not as fast as it is here.
Okay.
It was so funny hearing them talk about it. They were like, I ordered a spicy chicken sandwich.
Yeah.
It here, and like, it take like 30 seconds. 30 seconds, it's in my hands.
Yeah, right. Especially Chick-fil-A, because like Chick-fil-A is like known, like obviously they're so busy that they have to make stuff that's not been ordered yet anyway. And so, yeah, it's just amazing.
It was so funny. Just like, I feel like I grasped the concept. I was like, oh yeah, it's pretty quick. And he just kept elaborating.
It's like, no. I said seconds, not minutes.
He's like, I thought it's maybe someone else sandwich. I go back and check it.
Different Jonas.
Different Jonas with 2 O's.
Jonas
here?
with 1 O. Jonas.
Jonas brothers.
Yeah. They must have thought I was Nick Jonas.
Well, no, this Nicholas.
This is Nicholas Jonas. Nicholas I Jonas. Nick Jonas. I think this tight beat means that it's going down with some random thoughts and white meat too. Midwest best friends eating fast food on repeat. So come along, let's have some fun and go ahead, get on your feet, cause it's the Ghostrunners podcast. Every Monday morning we're taking back Ghostrunners podcast. Here's something I did right before this. Speaking of singing, I was in a singing mood in my car. I think I heard it at I've been at Summer Moon this morning. New favorite coffee shop.
I love doing some smooning.
Smooning.
That's what Rachel and I call it.
Yeah, it's fun.
S''mooning.
I've gotten more done there than anywhere else, I think, coffee shop wise. I've been very productive.
Very nice folks there.
Yeah.
Rachel and I learned that one of the baristas goes to church with us.
Fun.
Yeah.
How fun. If you're a Christian or a barista, not a Christian, are you even doing it? Are you even like really making good coffee?
You got to feel a little ostracized by the barista community.
Anyway, but I think Stand By Me, was on there. And so it was in my head. So I was singing it in the car, had to stop and get some gas, was getting some gas every time I get gas. First of all, good job having a car that doesn't need gas. 75 fat ones to fill it up tonight. 75 big bones to fill up the old truck. But every time I get gas, I always just change. Like I always clean out my car of all debris. Right?
You kind of miss out on that.
Yeah.
It's not all good things. Like I'm not naturally buy a trash can
exactly
once every 2 weeks anymore.
Yeah. Yeah. Every 2 weeks. Good for you. Before, yeah, but I'm like once a week guy, getting like 8 gallons to my hog. But anyway, was filling up was emptying out all the, cups and everything. And as I was emptying it out, I would say at a 6 out of 10 volume, just singing "Stand By Me."
Yeah.
Darling, darling, stand by me. And so anyway, got whoa, stand by me. Got all these cups and noticed like, oh, the hose is kind of in my way to get to the trash can. I'll just go around to the other side, kind of go around because I don't want to hurdle.
You're not hose
thing.
hurdling.
No, I'm not trying to hose hurdle this time of year.
Yeah. Nozzle knocking, hose hurdling.
Hose
There's a lot of names for it.
Pump
paddling,
petroleum pushing. I don't know. Anyway, so I go around to the other side and very close to me. Didn't even realize there was somebody else filling up their gas tank.
You music fan?
So just remember that there could be somebody very close to you at a gas station and you have no idea. And all of a sudden you just gave them a show.
It's happened to me a couple times where we'll be filming golf content and I've got a wireless mic on and I'm by myself and I'll catch myself singing to myself. I'm like, dang it, that's like being recorded now. It happened yesterday, literally. I was filming with my friend Josh Mayer and he was off doing his thing and I was like singing like, I don't even know what I was singing. But I was like, shoot, I gotta keep. Oh, I had One Direction stuck in my head, which is embarrassing.
Nick Jonas.
It was maybe because Jonas Brothers. Yeah. It's never like a fun song. It's always like,
what One Direction song? Baby, you light up.
No. It was, I think once you sleep, it resets. You would have had to ask me before 4 a.m. last night.
Okay.
I don't remember.
I don't even know, like, is One Direction the one that does the Top Gun song?
What?
I
know.
No, it's One Republic.
I
don't know. I get all those. I would go 4 for 10 on a quiz. Between One Direction, One Republic, Jonas Brothers, X amount of other bands.
Speaking of Top Gun real quick, maybe just every 5 minutes, I'll give you a new like Finnish story.
Yeah.
Okay. Chapter 2. One of the guys who works in production for Tacomo, he had like an FPV drone there and you could still use the goggles.
Explain that a little bit.
Stands for first person view. Mm-hmm. And maybe some of you guys have seen videos. It looks like, well, look, if you've seen footage of an FPV drone, it looks like drone footage you've never seen before.
It's so
the
cool.
way you can like bank and turn, it's awesome. It's like you're watching a bird fly and not like a 2-dimensional drone fly.
Right.
Very fun. Go look up Johnny FPV if you're into that kind of stuff. He's the man. Anyway, so you could still like do kind of a simulator thing where we were sitting in the living room taking turns, putting on the goggles and flying, and everyone else can see like the iPad and see what everyone's doing. It was my turn. I've never done anything like this before, but pretty good at video games. I've flown a drone before. Sure. I pick it up pretty quickly. I'm going in tunnels and everything. And next thing you know, all the Finnish people, all the Tacomo people are calling me Maverick. And it was awesome. Like, this guy is like Maverick. Top Gun Maverick works for Tacomo.
I love it, dude.
Any nickname from someone like that just means more.
Because you're always wondering, like, what are their stereotypes of America?
American people?
One of them's definitely Top Gun.
Top Gun, yeah.
This guy's Maverick and LeBron James.
How do you think you would sing the Top Gun theme song, but in a Finnish accent, Brad?
Jonas.
We got to send this episode to Jonas. That's hilarious.
This guy funny.
Yeah. So
the big man looks like he has lots of Chick-fil-A in 30 seconds.
Yeah, so that was fun. Just a quick little thing. For 5 minutes, my nickname was Maverick with the Finnish people. It was awesome. Whoa, Maverick should not be golfing. He should be in the skies. Would you like to work for Finnish military?
Yes, you're like Sully of the pilots.
I did learn Finland has the largest artillery in the world.
Artillery?
Yeah.
Meaning like bullet? What do you mean?
I don't know. That's what they said. I don't work there. Don't ask me. Artillery.
I feel like every time I ever talk to anybody from Europe, I'm always like, you're smarter than me. Like if you're a European person and you're over in America, you're doing really well for yourself. And you think that all Americans are stupid.
Okay. I just looked it up. This is what I thought it was, but I didn't know how to describe it. But like, it's like big guns being shot from the land.
Okay.
There, thank goodness I had Wikipedia.
Confirm that they are smarter than us. It's like big guns being shot from land.
It is like how you say big gun.
How you know the big gun, the rocket launchers.
Dwayne The Rock Johnson type gun. Big. Yeah, I don't know. It's like a tank that doesn't move is what I'm looking at right now. It's stationary tank.
It's like, turrets in Halo 2.
Yeah, turret may be good. Oh, here's it. Large caliber guns used in warfare on land. Okay, the dictionary didn't define it much better than I did. Okay. So, yeah, we got it.
Yeah.
They share out of anyone in the world, they share the longest border with Russia. And they said because of that, you need a good artillery.
I would say so.
I was like, all right, sounds like we're on the same team here.
Really? I'm so bad at geography. I had no idea where. I thought Finland was like right there with, I don't know, Greece or something.
Oh, Brad, you got to play some GeoGuessr.
I'm real bad at geography.
Got to play some GeoGuessr.
Another thing I'll get 4 out of 10 on.
The Scandinavian ones.
Okay.
But they're the Eastern one. So
obviously, yeah. By Russia.
Well, duh.
Well, now I know that.
Well, obviously.
How well do you think you would do on a geography quiz of like countries of the world? You have a bank of all the countries. How well do you think you would do percentage?
Like placing them or just like knowing like country, no country?
Oh, no, placing them. That'd be really hard. I would do 3 out of 3 North America. Well, no, Central America is also part of North America, isn't it?
Yeah. I think I would do better than the average American, but not much better.
Really? After GeoGuessr?
What?
After GeoGuessr, it didn't like make you...
I don't know. Maybe I'm, being a little too humble here, but I think I do a pretty good job. But still, like, the South American countries is like, I know generally where they all are, but I could still mess it up. Like, if you gave me a blank map and said, point to Bolivia. Yeah. Like, I may not get it exactly, but I would get one next to it. Right. Like, point to Belarus. It's like, it's either this one or this one. Yeah. Like, I could get close on all of them. Okay. But I'm not confident.
Dang.
In like the tough ones.
We should find a Sporkle quiz and do it sometime and see how we do.
There's for sure a Sporkle quiz.
Because like you could start with obviously like the easy ones and then like fill them in from there. I bet you would get 35% and I bet I would get 5%. Like I would bet, maybe not 5.
Coming to a something near you. I don't know if it's a Facebook group post or whatever, but we'll do that. We'll go to lunch after this. Maybe Chick-fil-A.
Maybe a Chick-fil-A. Yeah.
Spice of chicken. Anyway.
So Florida was awesome though. Tell me some more.
Okay. So yeah, I went down there with, I've talked about it before. Joe Gilland, he's our manager for Mood Swings. He's the man. I was just on the phone with him. He was the one who kind of brokered this deal with Trey and I in Tacomo, which is our club sponsor. He was the one who was like, hey, I think I can get you down to the PGA show, which sometimes Joe will tell me things. And like, he's like, dude, I got good news. I think I can get you to the PGA show. And I have to pretend like I know what that means.
Yeah, right.
Like, oh no, what channel is that on?
PGA show. Yeah,
I don't have YouTube TV, so I don't know if I can watch it. He's like, no, it's a trade show. Right. Like, I knew it bordered Russia.
Yeah. Well, so like Tiger Woods is going to be there.
Okay, so where's Rory? Okay, I'm having trouble saying that name. It's like the biggest like golf trade show kind of thing. It's down in Orlando, so it's like cool. He's like, yeah, I think Tacomo would want to have you down. So they fly me down there. They put me up there in a big like 14-bedroom Airbnb that we're all sharing.
Oh, wow.
Get to go down there with Josh Mayer. He's the man. If you haven't checked out his stuff, if you like golf stuff, check him out. But
his body's a wonderland.
I made that joke a couple times, and I think it's like, he's probably heard this.
He's like, hey, man, you got some daughters?
You waiting on anything to change? Maybe the world. Yeah, I did that pretty early on. I was like, he's probably heard this his whole life. Probably don't need to make these jokes. I don't think I could say anything.
All right, sorry, Josh.
Yeah.
Maybe focus on the mayor aspect and be like, hey, I bet you're...
How was the city council meeting?
Yeah, worried about that government vote next week. What are you worried about, the budget cuts?
The road's got some potholes in it. Maybe fix them. Maybe you raise taxes.
Or the Josh part. Just be like, hey, do you want to come with me to Chick-fil-A? I know we just ate lunch. I'm just joshing.
You want to start a YouTube channel where you juggle? Man, that'd be good.
Oh.
Anyway, so he got to come down there, which was really fun. So
yeah.
And yeah, Tacomo is a Finnish company. And so I got a lot of time with the Finnish people. It was fun. And
was this your first experience ever with Finns?
As far as I know, on our way back from Russia's Got Talent with Juggler and Josh, we stopped in the Helsinki, Finland airport. Okay. And I remember they had a PS4 with Fortnite on it. So I've played Fortnite.
Just publicly available for use? Yeah. Like it's like a tester, station at Best Buy back in the day?
Except I didn't have to crane my neck. It was like, it was even with me. Right. It was nice. I remember that. Internet was a little slow for playing an online video game, but that was my only experience with the Finns. So yeah, it was just fun. Just crazy nice people, very chill, very just appreciated the way they communicate and they operate, and they had a great grasp on the English language. And I thought how nice it was for them. Like they easily could have spoken Finnish to each other the whole time, and they spoke English. Like I didn't feel alienated by them.
They
like,
spoke English to each other,
even to each other. Yeah,
yeah, that is
which was
good.
really cool.
Yeah,
yeah. So
oh yeah, that'd be so hard not to like go back to.
no, it'd be so hard. You're with, they are the majority of the people down there.
Interesting.
And it was just cool getting like the CEO of Tacomo was there the whole time. He did everything with us. He slept there with us. He was in meetings with us. Like I feel like I just love just being around the CEO of a somewhat new company, but a company that's like carving a path for itself, and they're disrupting the market. And it was just fun. Just like, even just aside from learning directly from him, but just like watching him lead, watching him operate. It's like, I've never been in a situation like this before. This is cool.
2 questions. One, are Finns pretty into golf? Are they called Finns, or is that okay to call them? Hey, is
I hope
that
it's
like
not a slur.
Is that like derogatory towards? Or the F-bomb? We call them F-bombs. F words. Let's just F words. Is that okay? Like,
if Finns wasn't, I'm sure F words is fine.
Okay. Are the F words like pretty into golf? Like, is that like a thing there? Like, are there some professional F words that are golfers?
I mean, I could be wrong, right? Like 2 years ago, I didn't even own a golf club. So I'm very new to this. I don't think it's necessarily like massive there. I mean, like if you look, like their latitude would be like middle of Canada. Like they don't have a lot of months of the year where they can golf outside. So I can't imagine it being massive. And I don't think there's like a famous Finnish golfer.
There's not. Like, I didn't know Ernie Els was from Finland, and I didn't know it or something.
Ernie Els, the guy I let play through for me. See that on my story as well. I think he's like South African or something. Okay. Other side of the world. But because we were asking him, like, would we know any like famous Finnish people? And there weren't a ton that we knew.
Okay. Fair enough.
But second question.
Second question is like, what is the demographic of these Tacomo guys? Like age, what do they look like? Like I don't know. I'm learning all these things. Like the CEO, you're saying like it was cool to be around a CEO. Is this guy like a young 40-year-old CEO, you think? Or is he like 60 years old or?
Yeah. I mean, he was probably like young 40s. Mm-hmm. I don't think he's married. He didn't have a wedding ring on. Most of the other guys that all worked in like the marketing and strategy department, they were like, I think Tommy was like mid-30s guy, but other might have been like mid to high 20s.
Okay. Gotcha. Cool.
And very pale.
Okay.
They were putting on, because like you could see, I did not get sunburned. I was out in the sun for 2 out of the 3 days.
Yeah.
Just because it's January. I checked the UV index was like 4. I'm like, I'll be fine. But they were lathering up. And one guy called it sun cream. And the other guy called it sun lotion.
Okay.
Which I kind of liked.
Yeah.
Cream seemed a little perverted. But sun lotion I was down for.
Sun cream, baby.
I like sun lotion.
Yeah.
Any extra sun lotion. I am burning out here. Everything they say, it's almost like, I don't want to compare directly to like a child, but like just there's a certain way of saying things that are just like naturally comedic. Like the difference in me saying something and a 5-year-old saying something, it's going to be funnier if the 5-year-old says it.
Right. And
just like that accent, like there's something about it, you're just not used to it. It's just fun.
Oh yeah. Or just missing one word out of something like, I am burning like sun out here. You know, like, like all it takes is one word that doesn't get included. It's just funny all of a sudden.
And I would expect the same thing if I was trying to speak a different language.
Well, yeah, especially like I just know Spanish. I don't know any other languages, but like, you know, you change up the order of things when you talk in Spanish, right?
I'm
like,
sure. Yeah, you just get that
like
wrong.
Fin de semana is end of week, but we always say weekend, you know? And so all of a sudden we, you know, if you're just trying to, if you didn't know any better, you would say it wrong or something. So anyway.
No, but they had a great grasp on English. They did a very, very good job with it. Just funny at times.
So you golfed with them though?
Yeah, the first day we were down there, it was a lot of like, they're taking photos of us. We're doing videos for their YouTube channel. Mm-hmm. I remember the very first thing we did, it's like 8 a.m. Oh, I remember this. This was fun. So I think our tea time was actually at 9 a.m. Like we're going to leave a little early and stop and get some breakfast on the way. You know, I'm thinking like Chick-fil-A drive-through, something quick.
Yeah.
And we pull into IHOP.
Oh, yeah.
Which for some reason, like me and Josh thought it was funny. And it was like hard to explain why this is funny. It's just like, no one really goes here in the daytime that I'm aware of. Unless you're like,
don't judge America by your experience that you're about to have.
I think I even told him, I was like, you guys are going to see some stuff in here.
Yeah.
You know, it's just like, it might be an old man reading the newspaper. It might be people here that have been here since midnight. Right. And it was the opposite. It's just not a quick meal. No. Everyone's just loading up on syrup and yeast. And it's like, all right, now we're late for our tea time. Everyone's stuffed and we got to go to golf. So that was kind of funny.
I wonder if that's like in Spain, at least I'm comparing everything to Spain because that's the only European experience I really have. But like, it was so normal to be late to things. Like it was like, as long as you weren't 30 minutes or later, it wasn't like even a thing for you to tell somebody you're running late.
Interesting.
Like, it's just like kind of just a customary thing of like, it's not a big deal to worry about, you know, one versus like, if you're like, yeah, let's meet at noon. 12:30 rolls around, you can come and no one thinks twice about it.
Yeah.
So I wonder if it was like, yeah, we're late for our tea time, but it's because we had the IHOP.
And we're still golfing today. Yeah, that's all good. So yeah, that was kind of funny. And then we get out there and it's like people are still like loading their bags up and it's kind of just we're still in the process of getting started, but we're like running late. So like, hey, we need to start shooting. All right, this video is like, we should have explained. I get to the Airbnb that first night and it is like the United Nations because there's Finnish people there, there's Americans, there's a Canadian, and there's 2 from England.
How fun.
It was like the Olympic Village.
Yeah.
It was just, everything was there. And it really did feel like the Olympics because there was like, we were all playing ping pong a lot. So it was like, all right, UK versus Canada, go. And so it was fun. So there was the very first shoot they did was like the 2 Americans were playing against the 2 Brits. And so it was a USA versus UK thing. And so like, Jake, how do you feel about being like the commentator for this? Like mix it up. So I was like, sure, I can do that. So I just go up there and we were running late. So I was like, let's just roll and I'll just say some stuff. And I just very quickly was just like knocked out an intro. Like, hey, we're today at the Kiss Me Golf Club, United States versus the UK. We know how it went in 1776. Let's see how it goes today. Meghan Markle versus Prince Harry, who's, I don't know. I'm just trying to think of British versus US things. It seemed pretty easy to me.
Love it.
When I got done, I got like a standing ovation. Like, this guy, amazing.
Wow. No rehearsal.
It was, I mean,
One take, Jake.
I felt very validated. They were like, it was like, yeah, they saw Dave Chappelle perform in his prime. They're like, this is, you are
the maverick of intros.
So that fired me up. I was like, great,
Heck
these people are easy to please. And and it was just set the tone for the rest of the weekend, I think. So
wow, dude.
That was fun. So we did that for like 6 holes. And then like,
did you guys win?
And then who did win? Honestly, I don't even remember. That was like one of the first things we did.
That's very American of you. Like if you lost, then like, I don't know.
Well, it wasn't that big of a deal.
Honestly, it's like, yeah, not even a big deal. Like I don't even know if we were keeping score.
I really don't remember, but I was just the commentator. I was Switzerland. And then I got to be on camera and we're golfing. And it was funny that first day, it was night and day. Like if the cameras were not rolling, I was a pretty like average to below average golfer. And the second the cameras got flipped on, I flipped a switch myself and I would just play so well. Good.
Oh, good.
And everyone's like, what is happening to you? I'm like, I don't know. I feel like I'm playing the same, but I feel like I made everything, all these putts, and it was only when it was on camera, which if you're going to have it one way, I'd rather it be that.
I love like, actually just the other day we played basketball with some people. We played basketball with these high schoolers.
We should talk about that.
Let's talk all about it. But so we played, well, I'll just say the thing I'm going to say and then we can talk all about the rest of it. But like, there was a point where, jokingly, I think it's like an inside joke between us, but also just in general, when you play sports, especially as a kid, you'd be like, hey, let's start trying now. Hey, let's start trying. Like I think we said that a few times, like, hey, let's go ahead. Let's go ahead and try now. Hey, like, we're like playing really poorly. Like, do you think we should try now?
You guys want to kick it up a notch?
So, we played basketball. Jake's friend Nolan, who's a listener of the pod, is a basketball coach for Whitfield Academy, small private school here in Kansas City. And Whitfield didn't have a game they usually have games on Friday afternoons. For whatever reason, this past Friday didn't have a game.
I think the school they were playing couldn't field a varsity team. They only had JV.
Which, if you have a JV, why not just make them the varsity team?
Must be pretty bad.
It must be real bad. Anyway, Whitfield Academy, these kids were awesome. I don't think they've won a game yet all year, but they had some talent.
They're going for 3. That's their goal. They want to win 3 games this year.
And they know their goal. They know their place. They had a lot of talent. I think a lot of the kids, though, were pretty young.
Like freshmen.
Yeah. Anyway, so it was... Jake got asked by Nolan, who went to SBU with him, hey, come play basketball. We just need to field a team. Like it'd be a fun way to, instead of having a normal practice on Friday, let's just do a scrimmage.
It's a fun idea.
And so it's just me, Jake, cup to cup Johnny,
Garrett Gibson.
Yeah, Garrett Gibson and Nolan, and then another guy. I'm just kidding. What's his name? Do you remember?
They kept calling him Vols. It must be his last name.
Oh, Knowles.
VOLS.
Anyway,
I
think we talked about it on the podcast.
Garrett reminded me, he's like one of the very first episodes you ever did. You talked about this guy.
Oh, really?
I guess
way
so.
Back when.
Yeah.
It was back when we had we were playing in a pickup league, and I think we were in the championship against this guy and his brother, and his dad came, and we gave such a hard time. Like, who would ever have somebody come to one of their rec league championship basketball games? I think it was his dad and his grandpa were there, rooting hard for them,
like chirping at the refs, kind of.
Yeah.
It's a weird vibe.
We didn't really like this guy very much. I mean, whatever. He seemed like a fine guy on Friday, but he was very intense, at this basketball game. And then of course we invite 100 people to come to our basketball game. So
yeah.
Anyway, but it was really fun playing basketball with these high school kids and just messing around.
It was great. It was fun. Yeah, I haven't done any cardio in a long time.
Oh yeah, we were sucking wind quick.
I was beat.
Luckily, we had Vols or whatever his name was.
Knowles, Knox, Vox.
Yes,
something like that.
Junus, to kind of help us, have subs. But
it was fun. And another fun thing, I saw Nolan like 3 days later.
Oh really?
Yeah, he was at the PGA show in Orlando.
What?
Yeah.
How? Why? What's
he
his
works
connection?
for like the Midwestern region, like PGA. I don't know how to explain it exactly. But
oh really?
Yeah, he works for them, and he was in Orlando. So it's like, hey, what's up, dude?
Oh, cool.
Yeah,
there
it's
you go.
fun seeing him twice in 1 week, but
it was. I would do that again in a heartbeat, though. Play basketball with those guys. It was
fun.
Like we kind of by the end of it, we knew all their names, and so we were like trash talking.
I love calling by their name.
Yeah. What was the tall guy's name? Shoot, now I can't. Oh, Frank.
Frank the Tank.
Frank's a great name. I like the name
Frank,
especially if you're a big guy. Like he was a tall, skinny guy, but he was tall, and like that's a nice name for a tall guy.
Nolan texted me afterwards and said, all the guys are big fans. You just got some new subscribers.
Oh, heck yeah.
And I was like, oh, how'd they find out? And he was like, Frank said that you guys looked familiar. So I told him.
Oh,
and I said, I
okay.
always knew I liked Frank.
It's fun to like just be goofy and these like make people think like these guys are kind of fun. And then all of a sudden, like, you think they're fun here. Check them out on
they
YouTube,
do this for a living.
Podcast, everything. So I can't remember anything specific besides the fact that I missed 18 layups. I think it was unbelievable how much like I had like just like whatever those are, like T-Rex arms. Like I was so it was ridiculous. I was like, guys, I promise I'm not that bad at basketball.
So there were some flukes,
but I did make it was like
the game winner.
Next shot wins. And I love doing this thing in pickleball where like you play to 11 in pickleball, and when you have 10 points, you're always like, "Hey guys, good game.
Thanks for playing, guys."
And then I serve it up. Hey guys, good game. Thanks. And so I did that when I right before I shot the basketball. I was like, "Hey guys, thanks for coming. Good game." And I shot it and made it 3.
I like that you do that because I'll do a thing too where like the backswing in golf is so sacred.
Right.
You don't talk in other people's backswings.
Right.
It's very sacred. And I've been known on camera and even off camera to talk in my own backswing.
I think that's so funny.
And it's just kind of fun. It's like, this isn't affecting me a ton.
Right.
And I love that as you're shooting, you will talk trash sometimes.
Yep.
Hey, see you guys. Thanks for coming out.
Shouldn't have left him open.
And when it goes in, it's pretty funny.
Yeah. And when it goes out, it's funny too. Oh, it's so great.
There were so many times where you would trash talk Frank, like, Frank doesn't want this. Frank doesn't want this. And then you'd shoot a shot and he would block it.
He swatted me at least 3 times.
I was like, I don't know if Frank's getting the message yet. I don't know if he understands.
You shouldn't have left him open, Frank.
Yeah, that's what you'd say. Yeah, it was fun. Always fun to play sports.
Time. Yeah.
What were we talking about? Just shooting. And yeah, it was just fun. Just if anyone likes watching golf, subscribe to Tacomo Golf. And here in the coming weeks, you'll probably see some good stuff. And
so you guys are going to come out with videos on their channel, not for Mood Swings.
Yeah. Okay. We didn't film anything for Mood Swings. Trey wasn't there. And so I just went down I'm just back in this mode of just like saying yes to stuff. And just you never know the doors that could open. And
look at the doors it has opened.
I think it really did open some doors, just being down there and
sure.
Getting connected with the right people and having some interesting conversations.
Yep. Sounds like you've had
some I could talk
good,
about,
some bad,
some I cannot. How would you, just to titillate them, Brad, the conversation I told you off the pod, how would you give it some adjectives?
Oh, awkward.
Okay.
Intense.
Good.
What's the word? Cutthroat.
Ooh, good word.
What do you think about that for a little titillation?
Last titillation for you guys. It was with the CEO of Good.
Ooh.
End of titillation.
Story coming to Patreon?
Question. Colon. That reminds me. One of the other things we did was...
That reminds me. One of the other things we did was take barium and then have a colonoscopy.
You ever heard of the Pepto Challenge? It's big in Finland, apparently. No.
We all take this drink and poop our pants.
It was colon, like the grammatical device.
Okay.
We've had a long day. We were at the trade show all day. We get back and I find myself like, they'd ordered pizza. I'm just sitting on the couch eating pizza. And then like all of a sudden on the screen, it looks like a PowerPoint is like about to start. I'm like, maybe like they have meetings tomorrow and they're like making sure. Yeah. Turns out this was like a high level marketing and strategy meeting for the company of Tacomo. This PowerPoint was for this meeting. And me and Josh are just sitting there eating our pizza. And we're like, I don't know if we're supposed to be here or if they want us here, but like, I guess we'll just ride this out.
Were the other golfers there too? Like the British guys?
They were not. The British guys were not there.
They knew better. They're like, take your pizza to go, brother.
And so Josh and I sat there. It ended up being over 2 hours long. But there were times it was kind of interesting, just like being in the war room with this company that's trying to disrupt the golf market and do some like kind of cool things. They're like direct to consumer, so they're able to do things a little cheaper, and it was just kind of fun, like just being there and seeing the CEO operate, seeing the marketing people operate, and honestly helping them out. And I didn't say a ton, but when called upon, they were like, what you're telling us is so valuable right now.
Really?
Josh kind of has a lot more golf experience. I'm more like, hey, I just started doing this. I don't know much. And, I'm kind of their target guy in a way. So it was fun, but we had to do a few exercises, a few workshop things. One of them was like, all right, everyone write down 3 headlines that you would love to see for Tacomo 5 years from now.
Okay.
Or something like that. So it's kind of a fun exercise. And we, categorize them and what does this say about the direction we're going? And at the same time, it's like, look, I don't really know the company identity that well.
Yeah, right.
We've been working with them like a month or two. And of course, I'm trying to take this serious, but I'm still trying to add a little
I'm still Jake Triplett
element to it. And they were loving the answer. It's the only one I could think of because it had to do with the colon. I think I said like the Tacomo story. Colon, it's not how you start, it's how you finish.
Oh, nice.
They're like, oh, this guy.
That's a good word. Yeah. Good wordplay, Jake.
Yeah, just the wordplay. They were loving it. So
he's like, it won't translate very well to Finland, but
but good try.
But good try, Jacob.
Good try, Maverick.
I hope they call you Jakob. Yakov.
Yakov Smirnov.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's awesome. Colin just reminded me of that.
So did you did contribute some though? Like only when they called on you? Because I'm so like, I think it's humility, but at the same time, I genuinely feel it. Like, I'm not just like, oh, like I know stuff, but I'm not going to do it unless they like anytime I'm in like a big meeting where people seem like they know what they're talking about. I'm like very like slow to speak unless somebody
quick
asks
to listen,
me.
Baby.
Yeah. Cause I'm just like, you guys know it. Like, I don't feel like I should give you advice. And I feel like some people are the opposite where they give advice and you're like, I don't really want to hear from you. I want to hear from everybody else. So you felt like
it was very much like, I'm not really going to say anything unless they specifically call on me, which they did more than I thought they would. So, they know my whole story, like,
which is great.
I don't really know golf that well, but they were like, that's really interesting. Like we had like a matrix of, kind of a 4-box thing, almost like a SWOT analysis of all these golf companies. Where do you see these companies? How do you view their vision versus their execution? And and they're like, Jake, what do you think about all this? And I was like, oh, here we go. Yeah. And so I was just able to share with them. I was like, well, from an outsider, like who didn't know much about golf, I wouldn't have thought this company was on the same level as this company. And they were all like, oh, wow, that's really interesting. And so they're like, we're all just so into the golf world. We don't know. So
it's so valuable though, to get that, like that's why I love getting feedback for our YouTube channel and all our videos. Cause it's like, I think we think like, oh, everyone's thinking this way.
Totally.
And then it's like, oh no, like people that aren't in this world as much as us consume it completely differently or, like view everything completely differently. And so it's nice to hear those things, I'm sure. So
yeah, they were very complimentary. I didn't say much, but they were like, we really appreciate you helping us out and sticking around. So just another thing, just to keep saying yes. And and I told one of the marketing guys, I was like, I'll give you my number. I was like, don't feel bad. Like if you ever need, my opinion on things, or if you want me to like shoot a text to like my golf buddies, like I'm happy to do stuff like that. For you, so.
It's just nice, good market research from probably their target market, That's what
I told him. I was like, I do a lot of stuff. I have podcasts and YouTube channels where like, it would be so nice to hear from different types of people. Like, so I've been on that end of it and I know how valuable it could be. So let me help however I can.
Are they trying to market more towards like the newer golfers, or are they trying to be like a Callaway or whatever, all these other brands that are like higher end? Or
that's kind of what they're trying to decide. And
trying to figure
one of the things they landed on was
Bomb
like
Tech, higher end stuff. Like
it was like not quite brand new golfers, but like what they call like the first upgraders, which was like exactly the point I was at. I was like, you guys stepped in right when I was like, I think I want some nicer clubs. Yeah. But it's like, I don't need to spend $1,500 on clubs, which the cool thing about Tacomo, now I'm just giving the sales pitch, is like their stuff is made in the same manufacturing plant as like TaylorMade Callaway, but because they're direct to consumer, they can have cheaper prices. Right. So basically that's kind of their like where they fit in the market is like high quality, still affordable. And it was fun. Sorry, I'm getting in the weeds now, but it was interesting.
I love this.
The word affordable, I think, translates a little differently in Finland because they were scared to use the word affordable because they found it synonymous with cheap.
Well, that's what I was about to say. Sorry, is like kind of what you were saying. Like they make it in the same factory so they can sell it cheaper. I'm like, I wonder. There's some kind of like prestigious pricing like thought of like
totally.
If you sell it at the same price as all those others, then it's the same quality as those others or vice versa. So,
and that's kind of what they're trying to decide. Like, what is our price level for these? Like, because we want to be seen as like, yeah, these are legit clubs. These aren't starter clubs, but we really can still make a profit and sell these for way cheaper.
Yeah. It's so interesting.
So they're trying to find that like, product market fit.
Right.
And so Josh and I tried to do our best, but it's like we're representing America though. It's like a lot of pressure. Like they're trying to like conquer the American market. There's 2 Americans in the room. I'm like, I don't want to speak for Josh, but I was like, I think affordable is overall still a positive word in America. I was like, it's a way different connotation than cheap. Yeah. For me, I think so. Like, I get what you're saying too. I think it's good to be careful about it, but I think I like the word affordable. I don't know if I like even ever worrying about any word that has to do with money. Like I would take that out completely almost. And that was another thing they talked about. They're like, we've seen some success with Facebook ads where we don't mention that we're affordable. We just show the price. Yes. And that let them come to the conclusion that it's affordable. Like I don't ever see like at Chick-fil-A, the prices, well, that's different because their prices are a little bit higher, but I don't ever see it be like only $7.49 or, try this out, whatever, like having like some kind of prices like, or some kind of word that's like, this is, how cheap it is. It's like, no, just this is the price. Jane Levin's is out. It costs what it costs, Michael. You should just always like come back to like, well, I watched this show. I'm pretty into business. I watched this show about a paper company. It's all about kind of the office. Yeah. It's just American workplace. So that's, why we're doing it. So there's this woman in there, Jan, really just shrewd businesswoman. Shrewd. And she has a quote. Not to be confused with the shrewd businesswoman, Esther, later on. It costs what it costs. It costs what it costs. Colon. But it's also how you finish. Oh, Jake again! Yes! You fly the plane. Yeah, I'm just like speaking like Borat, I think. I like that business talk though. It's fun to think about. Like, cool. Do you use the word affordable or you just use the word quality and they see that it's affordable? Like, because it doesn't take a genius if you're going to compare 2 different brands of clubs to be like, well, this one's cheaper than that one. Like, and say it out loud to themselves where it's not like you have to say that, but maybe it wouldn't click if it doesn't say affordable. I don't know. It does not click. That's fun. I like that kind of stuff. So yeah, it was interesting. Cool. It was a good time. Good. Well, I have not been doing anything like that because I've been home. But you've been knocking things out left and right every day. What's the noise? Is that Brad grinding? What type of grit is that on your sandpaper you're grinding with? Every day I was gone, I got 2 things from Brad. I got an essay via text and I got a 4-minute long voice memo. And it was awesome because there were updates. Yeah, go ahead. Sorry. It was just, Brad was getting so much done. I don't know how LS Custom Creations has done the last 2 weeks, but I know that Ghostrunners and Jean Shorts are in a good position. Yeah. Because and I even told you, I was like, I feel guilty, because I'm not moving the ball down the field in the same field that you are. Like, I've got a lot of really cool things going on. I want to see some things that might still work out for Jean Shorts here, but you were just doing so many tangible things. Like, I'm reaching out to this person. I am doing a meeting with this person. Right. Yeah. And I'm like, I'm sitting in on a meeting for a company that I don't even work for. I'm helping out those F words though, brother. All right. Just trust me. It will pay dividends in the long run. All right. If Russia ever invades Finland, they are fine. Trust me. We will not, it's like on Billy Madison, like, I'm glad I helped those guys. No, yeah, it's been, I've just been having a lot of fun, man. It's fun to do more of the business side of things. I mean, obviously I enjoy doing hard labor of the woodworking side, but even with woodworking, I just really enjoy the computer work and the advertising and marketing. So this has been really fun to basically take on these new challenges of hey, if we're trying to make Ghostrunners and Jean Shorts more of our big thing, we gotta figure out ways. It's not just gonna happen. Yeah. So anyway, it's just been fun. Like I said, Summer Moon's been great. Smooning. So I've done a few different days where I've been at Smoon, and then 2 doors down is Pi 5. Is that your combo these days? Yeah, which is awesome. I don't love Pi 5 because it should be called Pi 9.5. It takes forever for your food to get out. And I just think that's just how surely Domino's makes a pizza faster than Pi 5 would. I'll tell you, the Papa John's at the PGA show, instant. Really? Just had them in the warmer. I mean, and it showed. That's the whole point of Pi 5 is I guess you can customize it. But anyway, but Pi 5, the Smoon Wi-Fi works at Pi 5, I learned. So you're over there at 2:30 in the afternoon. You're the only one there. It's a pretty nice little vibe by yourself working with some greasy fingers at Pi 5. But yeah, just been having phone calls and fun conversations and trying to email. If you
if you have any inkling, any desire to sponsor our podcast, sponsor Jean Shorts, please let us know, because those are the most fun sponsors we have. We have a huge, amazing sponsor coming up on Wednesday. How about that for a little titillation?
Oh.
And we're just so pumped about it. And it is Ghosty led. So
it seems like a win-win every time.
It's so
been a
pumped.
win-win.
Yeah. And you guys understand what Jean Shorts is all about. You understand who we are. So it's easier to talk through things and not be like, it's called Ghostrunners, but really it's about us just being fun. And anyway, so, but I have not been, I was working a lot this week, but I also, since I kind of took advantage of the fact that you were gone to take, let's call it a day and a half off of work, more or less, to hang out at my parents' house with my kids while Catherine had like a planning day for her upcoming year, basically. Like she told me in late December, she's like, I just need like a solid day to like get our lives in order, kind of thing. Like,
yeah.
Like, you know, cause I do that like every week. Like, and I value that time so much by myself, like organizing things. And she just gets 30 minutes to an hour at a time. Like it's so hard for her to find that time without kids screaming or without, you know, whatever. And then sometimes she gets that time, but she's so dead tired from working with the kids. And so she took a solid day to like kind of plan out more of the homeschooling stuff for Hattie and figure out what subjects they want to do and how they're going to do that and what curriculum and all this different stuff for our house. And anyway, so I got some good time with my parents. I got to watch basketball with my dad. Always a fun time.
Basketball with my dad.
Dude, just watching basketball with my dad. The Big 12 is a freaking buzzsaw this year. Is that the right way?
Buzzsaw 12.
Yeah.
Just thinking about calling
that's the B. That's what the B in Big 12 stands for. So anyway, we watched K-State, Iowa State. Great game. But then that night it snowed. What are we doing the next day? Playing in the snow.
Sledding.
Yeah, we didn't sled, but we went outside for a solid, I think, hour plus, just playing in the snow. Me, Bo, and Hattie made a snowman. Was not our best looking snowman in the world, but hey, it was good. It was fun to teach them how to do it. I really wanted to make, like, when you imagine a snowman, how many layers you think of?
It's like an ant. You got abdomen.
Yep.
Thorax.
Yep.
Head.
Yes, that's the ant. That is the ant's anatomy. Hattie was like adamant that it was only two balls. I was like, I think we should put another one on there and then the head. She's like, no, it just needs one little body and then the head. I was like, okay, fine.
Well, she's a kid. Maybe that's how she sees the world. She doesn't want to make a 5 foot tall adult. She wants someone her size.
It to be simple. Anyway, had snowball fight with them. It was awesome. It was so much fun. Bo was loving it. So Hattie went in first, and I was like, Bo, you want to stay out here or do you want to go inside? He's like, I'll stay outside. I want to stay outside and throw snowballs. And I was like, great.
Bo's like a husky. And I was like, wow, something about it. He just feels more at home out here.
Did you see? There was a picture. I posted a picture of him. He had like this beanie on.
Oh yes, I did see that.
And I don't know how he sees through the thing. Like it's like down.
It's like a ski mask.
It's like somebody. It's like you have long hair. It's like how do you see through that stuff? Yeah. Like pull it away. Uh-huh. You know. And there was a few times where I'd like pull it up and he'd just pull it right back down. I mean, he is like completely covered up, just walking around. You know, it's like Clydesdale with blinders on or something. But he had fun. He was really excited about the snowman and putting the nose on there. He's like, we need a carrot. The only carrots we had were baby carrots. Thought it was just fine.
Okay.
Anyway, just a blast of a time with them. And hopefully Catherine got some good time away from us. She seemed refreshed. And then of course we come home and genuinely like 10 minutes into being home, Rosie randomly throws up all over. Like Catherine, one of the things she did was like clean the floors, clean the carpet, like rented a carpet cleaner. And Rosie just, was acting a little bit funny. And then all of a sudden just yaks. And I'm like, I even texted Catherine as we were driving home. I was like, we're on our way home. Like, feel free to like hang out in the basement if you want, and I'll put the kids to bed. Yeah. Like, you know, like if you want the whole day to just be kid free. And of course she's like, no, I want to see the kids and, you know, I can help you out and everything. She's holding Rosie in like 5 minutes, 10 minutes.
Dang.
So it's fine. It was a freak. I don't know what happened with her, but she hasn't gotten sick since. And anyway, good times with kids. I always just love, time where I can like really feel guiltlessly hanging out with the kids. Like, it's like, hey, I'm not worried about Jake, doing stuff without me kind of thing. Like, it's just nice.
Yeah.
I love the fact that our jobs are flexible enough where we can afford that time on a Tuesday to Wednesday. You know what I mean? So,
we've talked about dad guilt before, but this is like business guilt.
Built.
Yeah.
Which, hey, Built, if you want to sponsor us, holler.
Dude, Cuts, speaking of Built, Cuts was at the PGA show. It was funny, like seeing these brands that weren't necessarily golf brands there.
Sure.
And so I went up to them and introduced myself and was kind of like, hey, I'm familiar with you guys. I wear your stuff. I and tried to like, I had several different personal stories. Like one of the guys who works there was at my comedy show one time and recognized I was wearing the stuff.
Oh, nice.
And they were like, cool. I really thought that would maybe do something. Like,
these guys
I'm a
are
stand-up
just
comedian and someone from your company recognized me. Like,
right.
It was like, right on.
Okay.
I was just like, yeah. So, I do some golf stuff, but I have like some bigger channels. I'm always wearing cut stuff, be fun to maybe do something more official with you guys. Like I filmed my stand-up comedy special wearing like your stuff. Like, it's this and like, that's awesome, man.
All right. So,
and like no one was at their booth. It wasn't like, all right, we got to talk to some other people.
Come on, Tiger Woods is behind you here.
Then I was just like, do you guys ever do any influencer marketing? And they're like,
yeah, we do with influencers. Yeah. Usually like comedians.
Comedy's worked well for us.
But only like people that like are recognizing our stuff, It's like, okay. Yeah. So maybe you don't speak English very well,
I feel like I got done with that and I was like Andy Bernard, like I wanted that to go better.
Yeah. You're walking around the improv show, like, whatever.
Yeah. Because I saw him, I was like, oh, sweet. Like so many of these companies I'm trying to like talk to, I'm trying to introduce what I do. And this is great. I'm familiar with them. Right. Maybe they're familiar with me. Nada.
Nope. That's so, I bet that guy was just like mailing it in. Like who knows who this guy was, but like, it's like, I have to go to this trade show. Like
he did, all the cuts guys there were very attractive. And I was like, these might just be the models that are like,
oh, sure.
They're not here to do any business. They're not here to like.
So you think he's basically saying you're not hot enough?
Well, I think he was just like, look, they pay me $20 an hour to sit here in the cuts stuff and look good. I don't know about influencer marketing, man. That's at least what I'm telling myself.
Yeah. That's exactly. No matter what, that's the truth. Okay.
Thank you.
I would be so interested in. I've never been to a trade show like that with your intentions. Like, I think it'd be really fun to just like guns ablaze and just be like, sponsor me, like everywhere I go. Like, I think it'd be like, cause it's like, okay, what's the worst that can happen here? I guess you were kind of representing Tacomo though. Cause to me, I'm just like, I would love to go to something like that and just be like, okay, let's headhunt real quick. And if they say no, they're never going to see me again.
Yeah. It kind of got exhausting after a certain point. It's just so much of just talking and it's loud and you don't know this person's role exactly. You're trying to, just cater all these conversations to who they are, but still had some really cool conversations and spoke to several CEOs, which is like, in what world did I ever think I would go be talking to several CEOs in the same day?
Seriously.
It was funny. It's like you go to a booth and you're either talking to like the CEO or like a hired model. It's like, okay, it's got to be one or the other. It's never anyone
it's
in
never
between.
Both either. Like the CEO's never a good looking guy. No, I'm just kidding.
It was funny too. I mean, so many golf companies we talked to, it was like, I do work with Joe Gillen. Oh yeah, I know Joe. It was like, man, if Joe was here, it would be like walking around with the president.
Yeah,
I think just every single company knows Joe, and he's the best guy to know in golf.
He's connected.
It was. I'm trying to figure out now. I'm going back and forth if I want to talk about. Sorry, I didn't mean it till late. I think I shouldn't say this on the podcast, but one of the CEOs I talked to, we got to talk business. And it was so fun. It wasn't like an awkward, uncomfortable, I'm being squeezed business. This was like
it wasn't cutthroat.
It wasn't cutthroat. This is like we're on the same page. Really fun.
Okay.
I might have to just tell you about it after the podcast.
Fun.
Titillage, the company is a pickleball company.
Hello.
It was kind of fun that they were there. I was like, I guess that makes sense that you guys would be here.
Sure.
But
just a bunch of white people.
Yeah. People who play these kind of sports. I was like, I didn't expect to see you guys here, but it was really fun. So,
cool.
Got to talk to the CEO of a pickleball company. Very good things.
Would you say like you're done going to Florida, or like are you excited to go back anytime soon? Because you've been there three
out of the last 3 weeks. I've been to Florida and we're done. I keep talking about it with you. I'm so excited. The week you're listening to this, I have a 5-day work week for the first time since I think Rachel and I were trying to think about it since like before Des Moines, early December, I think was the last time I've had 5 days to get all my work done. So no more traveling for like 2.5 months, except for one wedding shower.
I thought you were about to say 2.5 weeks. Like
no, yeah.
which would be like a feat for you, honestly, sometimes. Like no more traveling for like 2.5 days, guys. It's going to be nuts.
Really hunker down, get some laundry done. No, I think I have 2.5 months, except for one wedding shower in Iowa, which would be fun.
Which is a fun travel.
Yeah, my parents are going up too, so that'll be fun. And we've started doing the wedding registry.
Yeah.
Which is kind of fun. I think
say that 5 times fast.
The guns are out. We've tried to go and register in person. They say, hey, you should do it online.
Oh, I didn't know what you meant by that.
Oh, sorry. They're like scanners,
Yeah.
I should say.
Really?
Which is a bummer.
that is like a rite of passage of sorts.
It's one of the things. That's why I wanted to get married.
Like you go to Bed Bath & Beyond, you get a gun, and you fight with your fiance about what you're going to add to your registry.
Actually, that is kind of a stereotype, isn't it? I've heard that like, oh, be careful, the registry.
Yeah, man. It's so many things I look back on. I'm like, just be cool with whatever, dude. Like so many things. It was like Bed Bath & Beyond. I remember we registered there and they were like, if you register for all the things on this checklist, you get these things for free. Like,
oh,
I don't know what that meant, but I was just like, okay, I'm going to do that. And of course, Catherine's like, well, I don't think we need that. I don't think that matches this. And I, of course, was frustrated by that. I was like, we would get these free things. You know me, like, that's like, it's just like, if X, then Y, I'm going to do X, like to get this thing. Cause it's like, not like, I was like, we can take them off. We can return them. And she's like, I don't feel good about that. Which of course in hindsight was like, she's probably right. You know? Anyway, I just remember being frustrated about that. And I remember getting so frustrated with how long she took to make decisions. Because of course she's first of all, she was 23 years old or whatever, trying to figure out like how to decorate an entire house and like coordinate everything. So she's like, well, do we do the white, plates with blue flowers on them? Or do we do these? Because we did these towels and, and of course I'm just like, just scan it. Like I was so frustrated. It was so much less fun than I wanted it to be because, and I think it was because of me. Like it was because I was impatient with it. Yeah. So maybe it's a good thing that you don't have the guns.
Maybe. Yeah. Cause it was kind of a thing like Rachel's shower invites got sent out. And so she was like, oh snap, I got to get some registry stuff done. So she went and did a bunch of it online. And then while she was out of town this past weekend, she was like, here's the password and stuff. Just go in and like,
sure.
She's like, you can honestly, like, you could delete every single thing if you want to add new stuff. Just keep this. She's the only thing I want is the fish spatula.
Oh,
like, all right. I won't touch the fish spatula.
Is the like spoon part shaped like a fish? The whole thing?
Dude, honestly, I got in there. I'm on Target. I'm on Crate and Barrel. I'm like, this is like, I told her later, it was like someone wanting help on like a math problem, but they've already done like most of the problem. And hey, what did I do wrong here? It's like, I would have to start over to even see like what's happening.
Yeah, that's
It was
fair.
just so much product and like trying to figure out like, what are we missing here?
Sure.
It's like, from my eyes, we've got about 1,000 plates on here.
Yeah.
8 different types of glasses. It's just like, I don't even know what I would remove or what we need. This is so hard to wrap my head around. So I tried to still do it very diligently and like, all right, I think Rachel, did you know you registered for 8 different types of pillows? She's like, no. I was like, all right, well, I'm going to take some of those off because I have my pillows and you already have your pillows. So
you like your pillow? Well, yeah. So why do we need 25 more? Yeah.
So there were some things like that. And she was like, yeah, you're right. Well, I don't know why I have those on there. I was like, I thought maybe you were really into, because there was like $125 like Casper pillow. I was like, do you really like this? She's like, oh, I don't remember putting that on there. I was like, oh, well, I'm going to take that off.
I would love to hear her thought process and all that stuff. Like, or maybe she just didn't have one. Maybe she was just like, because you add one thing and it might suggest things below it. She's like, okay, sure. Just add, whatever.
She said there were some things that I think she scanned on her phone. Her and her mom went to Target and she scanned on her phone. And so it was like,
gotcha.
I didn't have my registry. Like I wasn't looking at the registry. I couldn't remember if I had a pillow on there. I didn't even look at the price. It was just like, this looks good.
Yeah. So, there needs to be like, back in the day, there was the Clippy guy, like that would come up on Microsoft Word. It needs to have something that comes up. It's like, it looks like you've already added 16 pillows. Are you sure you want to add a 17th? Something like that, like a smart widget.
At the PGA show, there was like, it's wild how many different companies are doing the same thing. I feel like my eyes were open to like, all right, I only knew of 3 simulator companies. Turns out there's 25 companies trying to make golf simulators and they're all here.
Yeah.
And there was one of them where like, it would like provide a caddy for you. But this was like a very like, how do I say this? Like a very, we'll say very Japanese company.
Okay.
And so this like half Japanese, half white guy would like just pop up on the screen and would like suggest a 9-iron for you and like give you feedback like, oops, missed the green. It felt like Clippy. It was like this little paper clip helper. Yeah.
It was like your own Mr. Miyagi kind of thing.
And one of the guys asked us like, is there a way to like not have him? Yeah. And the guy was like, yeah, we get that question a lot.
Really? Yeah. This guy's annoying.
Yeah, you can't turn him off. He doesn't have to pop up between every shot.
But they make us put him in there because the cuts guys over there are so hot. So we figure he's like our competition for that.
Yeah, it was so funny. It's like, yeah, we get this question a lot. So yes, you can turn him off.
Interesting.
Speaking of Clippy.
That's awesome.
What were we talking about before that? Oh, just registry stuff. It was just fun. It's a good time.
Do you think the Chiefs are going to the Super Bowl?
It is so funny. You went bananas one day. I'm like talking, I'm on the trade show floor. I'm talking to someone and I thought I was getting a phone call and it was just you texting about the Chiefs.
Dude.
Oh, it was crazy.
Yeah. I can't stop thinking about it.
It was, yeah, my pocket and wrist were just being destroyed. And I was like, it's just Brad. The one time you were just going nuts with the Swicks, just in a group text.
Oh, yeah, because the Swicks are from Cincinnati. They were trash talking a little bit. And I knew some insider information that Kirsty, the chief trash talker, not Chief's trash talker, but the head trash talker of the family, was actually sleeping for half the game.
Fell asleep during the AFC Championship last year against the Chiefs.
So, oh, no, not last year. Last week.
Oh, last week.
Against the Bills, the Bengals Bills. Because I was texting Steven and I'm going to expose Steven real quick because we were trash talking. Steven took a picture of him drinking 2 Mountain Dews. He had 2 cans there. And I was like, whoa, double doing. And he's like, yeah, Kirsty's asleep. So I'm drinking these while I can. How about that, Steven? If your Bengals win, at least I trashed you.
Yeah.
I was like, I get it, man. I told him, I was like, I understand completely. Anyway.
Sneaking the
dooskies. Get them while you can, baby. Double do. And so then I was giving Kirsty a hard time for sleeping. Like, okay, you're acting like you care about the Bengals, Kirsty, but really you're sleeping for half the game.
Ask how many times me and Brad have ever fallen asleep during a Chiefs game.
Kirsty's listening to this like, no, stop. I was so into it though. Yeah, anyway.
So yeah, you guys were trash talking, and also just our friend group. You were going nuts,
dude.
Like, guys, yeah, I'll let you go.
Okay, so first of all, it's so hard to know that people are listening to this and either thinking to themselves, what Brad's about to say is either so right or so wrong.
You got to be careful, dude.
I'm not gonna be at all. So against Jacksonville the week before, the Chiefs, Patrick Mahomes, best quarterback in the league, Chiefs quarterback, messed up his ankle pretty bad, to the point where some people, Tony Romo. What a joke of a guy he's becoming. He was like, I don't even think he's going to be able to play. It's no guarantee. And of course he's playing. Patrick Mahomes is the freaking best.
He's a ball player.
But because he's got this hurt ankle, everyone's worried, is he really going to be able to be himself? Is he going to be able to run? I'm sure he's not going to run as well, but he's Patrick Mahomes, dude.
Did you see the talk show Nick Wright?
I love Nick Wright.
He was like, all right, did you see this clip? He's like, I think we need to give our end of year, quarterback rankings. Number 1, I go Patrick Mahomes. Number 2, at this point, I got to go Joe Burrow. And then number 3 is tricky. A lot of guys vying for the spot. I'm going to go with Patrick Mahomes on one leg.
Yeah, baby. I love it.
It was going viral. Like, get this guy out of here, man.
Nick Wright's from Kansas City, so he's a huge homer. I remember listening to his talk show back in the day. But anyway.
It's great to have someone in the mainstream media on our side.
So into the Chiefs, yeah. And he's biased, but I think he's always bringing facts for his bias. But anyway, so then because of Mahomes' ankle, Vegas, people that make the odds have Chiefs as the underdog. And I'm like,
at
guys,
home in the playoffs.
That's ridiculous. And I just every single time I think about it, I text the group like, hey guys, just reminding you, make sure you bet on the Chiefs because they're going to win. They're going to win and they're going to the Super Bowl. And if I'm wrong, I will. What will I do? I'm so confident.
I don't know. Be careful.
Just know I know that they've won. All right. Just know.
We're recording this on Friday, January 27th. We got 2 more days.
I can't wait. I can't tell them what you did about you're watching the game.
Oh,
with us.
yeah. So
this is one of the greatest compliments I've ever received.
Oh, thank you. I almost didn't even tell you guys, but I'm glad I did, I guess. Ghosty, Correct Opinions listener, Anna, she's awesome. She happens to know Miranda, who I do the Treehouse stuff with.
Oh, nice.
By the way, if you're looking for a great spot to stay in the Ouachita National Forest, check out the Treehouse. But she said something in the Facebook group. She's like, I can't believe I'm doing this. I can't believe listening to this podcast 2 years ago has brought me to this point.
Oh, yeah, I saw this.
Me and my brother are flying to Kansas City on a whim, and we're going to the AFC Championship game.
Yeah.
And I was like, that's so fun. And I've chatted with this girl back and forth for years now. And so I was like, she's going to be in Kansas City. That's so fun. So I reached out. I was like, that's fun. You're coming to Kansas City. You and your brother should get coffee with Rachel and I at some point.
Yeah.
And she was like, that's so fun. We for sure should. By the way, I just got given 2 extra tickets if you want to take a friend to the game on Sunday. And I was like, let me think about it. And so I slept on it, and I was like, literally all my friends are going to be together for the first time all year watching the Chiefs game. Everyone's going to Brad's house. And I was just like, I don't think I could pass that up. I just can't.
Let's go, dude.
So I told her, I was like, I'm so sorry. This is amazing. But I think I'm going to pass. But I think we're still going to try to go to church together on Saturday.
Fine.
Yeah.
There you go.
So
is she the one that's like the professional equestrian?
Yeah.
Trying to be an Olympic?
I think it's very likely that she goes to the next Summer Olympics in Paris in 2024.
That's so cool.
It's pretty cool.
That's fun. Yeah. I was so flattered that you're like, dude, I'm turning it down to watch with you guys. I'm like, wow.
It was a tough decision, but yeah, I just had to think on it. And I was like, no, I think I think that's where I want to be.
And of course, Scott comes back with, well, there's no puppy chow at the Chiefs game. Man, poultry, whatever. Scotty, I love you, but you talk about your puppy chow like it's freaking the,
Ark of the Covenant.
something crazy. Oh man. Scott's not here to defend himself. He just thinks he makes the best puppy chow ever though. And it's good. It's good. It's good. It's good. It's good. Anyway, what else? Do we have anything else?
One last Finnish update. Yeah. I guess in Finland, maybe it's a big Scandinavian thing. Maybe it's a big European thing. Cars are not that big, I guess.
Not that literally large. Big, like physically
big in size.
Or I didn't know if you meant popular.
They could not get over how big the car, because we rented,
we're
moving golf clubs to and
know.
From. I think they got probably like a Dodge Ram 2500, kind of thing.
Oh, big boy.
Extended cab.
Yeah.
Then they got like a midsize and then like a big old Suburban.
Okay.
And they all were just like, because some people came up from the airport and they were like, what is that in the driveway? I have never seen car this big.
Yeah, we don't have tanks that big that move.
It's artillery
Our
only.
artillery stay put.
They could not get over the size of the cars. And they were like, the parking spots are just not even big enough.
Really?
For like Suburbans and like we don't have anything
it's
close
all compact.
to that. Yeah, I thought that was very fascinating. They couldn't go over how big the cars were. Other thing, they would go out and get groceries, stock the fridge or whatever. In Finland, they don't have seltzers like we do. They could not get over the White Claws. They loved them.
Oh, really?
But they didn't call them White Claws, and they weren't even trying to be funny. They were just like, "Hey, I'm going to the fridge. Anybody need anything?" He's like, "Can you get me vodka?" And that meant White Claw, which is so funny to me. I was like, that's just a funny thing.
I want fizzy vodka.
Raspberry vodka, please, in a tiny can.
That's awesome.
That was fun. Last other thing, saw Jim Nance at the PGA show.
No way.
How about that?
Save that for the end, huh?
Yeah, I kind of forgot about it.
Really?
Until you said Tony Romo. I was like, oh yeah, I just saw Jim Nance.
Did you say hello, friend?
I didn't even write it down. It was like the first 15 minutes, Josh and I.
Jim Nance is a sports commentator, by the way. For all that you don't know, he's like one of the most popular announcers in the world.
He's the voice of the Masters. He's done the Olympics for
March
years.
Madness.
Yeah, he's the man.
I don't know if he does the Olympics.
I know at one point he did.
Really?
Yeah, I know he was.
Olympics is NBC these days.
Okay. Well, hey.
I
don't know.
He's doing, he does CBS. He's the man. So did you see him from afar? Did you see if he wanted to support cuts with you?
I didn't go up and talk to him. He was talking to other people, but it was cool to see a guy like that.
Did he have his own booth or what was he doing there? Exactly?
Yeah, when we first saw him, we're like, what is he doing here? He was talking to some golf club company, I think, or something. But then as we got further, it looked like CBS had a huge like booth / like almost like elevated, like, NFL, Sunday Night Football kind of booth where it's like there's lights and they're above everyone and everyone in the background is kind of just like blurry. But so I'm sure maybe CBS was just reporting from the PGA show and they had him down there.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Living legend. Honestly.
Yeah, he's the man. I mean, we were like, that's crazy seeing him right now. Like he's going to be calling a conference championship game in a few days.
Like he's huge. Like, and we know that he's huge. And like, we know that someday he'll still be like, he'll always be a legend. Like that's really cool to be like, that guy's going like already a legend, living legend. I already said it. I said it. Okay. I got one more thing real quick.
Cool.
Yesterday, as I was working at Smoon, like I do sometimes.
If you guys want to see Brad or I or Rachel, come to Summer Moon.
I'm into it, dude.
Roll the dice.
It's good times. This guy comes up to me, or like doesn't really come up to me. It kind of makes eye contact. You know how I like sometimes as I'm typing, like think and like look up to try to like think. Yeah. And I make eye contact with this guy that's in line. He goes, "Oh, sorry, man. You just look like somebody I watch on YouTube sometimes." And I'm like. And he said, "You just look like someone," and he just kind of dismissed like whatever he was going to say next. And I was like, oh. And I was like, "Wait, what did you say?" He's like, "Yeah, I watched this guy on YouTube." And I was like, I that's me. Like, anyway,
I bet I'm that guy.
We talked for a while. It was fun because I was like, "Did you know I was in Kansas City?" And he's like, "No, I had no idea. I thought you were in Nashville or some other like Bible Belt, city or something." And so that would be such a weird feeling, like watching. Like I watch certain woodworkers online, and then if I just run into that person randomly, at a coffee shop,
you would doubt that it was them.
I'd be like, is that really Nick Key from Key Woodworks?
I guess he just looks like him.
Yeah, whatever. So all these different random things but it was fun. I talked to him for like 10 minutes. He was really complimentary of our stuff. Got his high school daughter was the one that originally showed him.
Oh, that's fun.
The stuff. So I was like, okay, we're cool. We got the high schoolers.
Okay, we're cool.
Not the dads. Not that dads aren't cool. And he said our Thanksgiving video is his favorite one we've ever done.
Hey, First one we ever did together.
And I kind of explained that to him really briefly. I wasn't going to be like, yeah, we just bought out this thing. But I was like, that's cool because that was our first one. And he was like, oh yeah, I think it's so good. So,
really?
Anyway.
That's really fun. I guess I have probably a couple quick stories about being recognized. One, Rachel was out of town last weekend, so I went to church by myself. But it was a fruitful time to go to church when you've just posted a video called Things Christians Say.
Yeah, really.
That did pretty well.
Yeah.
On Instagram at least. And yeah, it was just, I feel like so many people like said what's up and were big fans of that video specifically. So that was kind of cool. And then yesterday, Josh Mayer and I were on the chorus, and the guys at the pro shop recognized Josh. So they kind of talked earlier, like
from his tour.
And good one. And
did you guys play as a threesome and call yourselves the Josh Mayer Trio? John Mayer fans will get it.
I was gonna say, I don't even get that one. But we're done playing golf. We're out in the parking lot waiting for our Uber. And this probably second grader comes out, just walks out there confidently by himself. And he says, "Hello, are you Josh Mayer Golf?" And he's like, "Hey, I am, buddy. Like, what's going on?" And he said, "My name is Xander Johnson. You could follow me on Instagram." And so he's like,
Xander.
"Okay, awesome, dude. Yeah, I'll follow you right now." And while he's looking him up on Instagram, I was like, "That's so cool. You watch Josh's videos?" Or what I say, "You watch Josh's videos?" Yeah. I think that's what I said. I didn't say TikTok. And he goes, "No, TikTok is for China." And then did a 180 and walked away.
Welcome to Florida, bud.
Yeah, I was like, that is the most Republican Florida stereotypical indoctrinated kid.
That's amazing.
His dad has told him over and over, "We don't watch TikTok in this house. TikTok is for China."
Instead, we watch things run by Facebook and Google.
I couldn't believe. I mean, just hearing that come out of an 8-year-old's mouth, it started off so confident and so cute, and then no, TikTok is for China. Turn around.
Go get him, Xander.
Josh and I were like, I've never seen anything like that. We were just left with our mouths open.
Agape.
Yeah, that was really funny. And and then we were thinking okay, so that guy doesn't even know who Josh is. He just the pro shop guys probably told him "Hey, that guy out there is Josh Mayer. You should go talk to him."
Oh, okay.
He just comes out, plugs his Instagram, and leaves.
Amazing. I love it.
So yeah, kind of some fun fan interactions there.
That's great, man.
It is great. Should we do some other stuff? Should we do some reviews of the week?
Oh my gosh, yes. Let me pull it up.
We got a lot.
We had some good ones this week.
Chartable's telling me that it went up this week.
Yeah.
I can start.
Well, don't take mine though.
Okay, I'll do the different one than you're gonna do.
Okay, go ahead.
Hey, Jake and Brad. After being a ghostie for almost 2 years, I've decided I should write my 5-star review. Honestly, should have written it quite some time ago, but I finished listening to every episode and it was a hilarious time. This year, I'm a freshman in college in Michigan. Life gets very busy with schoolwork, but I look forward to every Monday morning with Jake and Brad. They have taught me to be positive and to see the humor in everyday situations. My closest friends and I all love this podcast and find ourselves quoting it all the time. Anyway, have a great day and go listen to the podcast. Signed, Paige.
Paige.
Which is very sweet, very nice, very complimentary. Really appreciate you saying all that.
Okay, I found mine. It wasn't showing up on my computer. Mine's from WVU Aaron. Ghosties in the OR. Jake and Brad, I'm proud to let you know that your humor and light has now been played in an operating room. I had a minor outpatient procedure I was awake for, and during the first try, I had passed out. The doctor asked if there was anything I could listen to calm down, and I said, "Hot dog, there is." So thanks for getting me through round 2 of this. I got through the procedure without passing out thanks to your familiar, comforting banter. On my feet after some apple juice.
That's a great review.
Isn't that awesome? I love the idea of
in the room.
Yeah. Getting an MRI or something. Is there anything you want to listen to in there?
Jack Johnson.
Can I get a Ghostrunners podcast every Monday morning and Wednesday morning with Jake and Brad? So first Wednesday episode coming out
2 days from now.
So please listen to it.
It's going to be exciting for a number of reasons. We've got a very fun new sponsor. We've got your guys' stories that we asked you about last week.
Yes.
People calling in. It's going to be very fun.
I'm so pumped for the Wednesday episodes because I think so much of it is hopefully going to be ghosty,
community driven,
interactive stuff. Yeah, it's going to be so fun. It's going to be so many great opportunities for you guys to interact with us and do awesome things. So thank you for supporting us. I'm looking, it's cool. On our computer, you can see the 5-star reviews. We have 1,607 ratings. And only 11 of them are 4-star, 5 of them are 3-star, 6 of them are 2-star, 1 of them is 9 stars. Or sorry, 9 of them is. I don't know how you hacked that system. Okay, Junis?
Would have loved at least a 10-star.
9 of them are 1-star. So we have 1,576 5-star ratings. We have 9 1-star ratings. That is insane.
Wow.
You guys are so supportive in so many ways, and we can't thank you enough. And we're hoping that you're really enjoying this Wednesday episode that we have coming up. So thank you guys for all your support.
I'm excited for Wednesday. I hope you guys are too. It's going to be the same, but it's going to be different.
Yes.
I think. Like, it's going to still be us doing our thing, but you're going to get some stuff that you can't get on Mondays. You know? So I hope you guys tune in and check it out and hear from some ghosties. It's going to be fun. Brad, we want to end this episode with a jingle?
I want to end this episode with a throwback jingle or the saddest song I can think of. If the Chiefs win, we're going to listen to the Chiefs jingle. If they lose, we're listening to something else. I'm going to find the saddest song I can think of.
And if you don't know what happened in the Chiefs game, you're about to find out right now.
We're going to the Super Bowl!
The jingle.
I can't believe they won by that many points. After they were underdogs at home. Never disrespect Patrick LeVon Mahomes again.
I hope they don't. I hope they don't disrespect him.
Gosh, I want to win so hard, dude.
Yeah, overall, can't wait for you guys to check out Wednesday. I'm excited. It's been a wild week, wild couple months. I feel like it's weird trying to balance everything going on right now. Like, I'll go to Orlando. Like, last time I was in Orlando, it was like, I'm a stand-up comedian, and that is all I'm thinking about. I am a comedian. I'm stand-up. I am so enveloped in the stand-up world. And then the past 3 days,
fiance.
I am so enveloped in the golf world. It's like, I am golf. All I'm thinking about is golf, brand deals, content, yada, yada. I'm sitting in on marketing meetings for a club company. You know, it's just wild. And then, you know, I come back to Kansas City, and I'm this comedy YouTuber and content creator.
Vacation planner.
Yeah. And we're doing this hospitality thing, and it's interesting, and it's hard to compartmentalize it all the times, but at the same time, I'm always a fiance, and I'm always a son and a friend, and it's wild trying to navigate this. I think I'm always going to look back at this time and be like, this was nuts.
Oh yeah.
I can't believe this.
Dude, it's the best way to do it though. It's so much fun to have all your different hats. So keep wearing them, baby.
Yeah. And you're a woodworker.
Oh yeah.
Father.
No, just woodworker. There's woodworker and podcast.
That's an F word I don't subscribe to.
I don't have any dad guilt. I'm done with those kids.
You play in the snow.
Yeah, right. Play by yourself, Bo. All right. We'll see you guys Wednesday. Love you guys so much. And Jake, say that one thing.
Maverick signing out.
Ghostrunners podcast. Every